Public restrooms, we've all been there. Whether it's at a shopping mall, a gas station, or an office building, these facilities are an unavoidable part of our daily lives. They're a necessary part of life, but let's face it, no one's favorite place. The awkwardness, the discomfort, the sheer unpredictability of what you might encounter. And one question haunts us all as we enter. Which stall is the cleanest? It's a moment of hesitation, a split-second decision that can make or break your restroom experience. It's a universal dilemma, a gamble we take every time. Do you go for the first stall, hoping it's less used? Or do you venture further in, thinking others might have had the same idea? But fear not, fellow humans. There's hope on the horizon. Science has come to our rescue, offering data-driven insights to optimize our restroom experiences. Researchers have studied patterns, analyzed behaviors, and even conducted experiments to find the cleanest stall. We're not just shooting in the dark here. There's actual research backing up our choices. There's a method to the madness, a rhyme to the restroom rhyme. Studies suggest that the first stall is often the least used, contrary to popular belief. Our choices aren't random. They're influenced by a fascinating quirk of human behavior. People tend to avoid the first stall, thinking it's the most used, but in reality, it's often the cleanest. Buckle up as we delve into the fascinating world of restroom science. We'll explore the psychology behind our choices and the surprising statistics that can guide us to the cleanest stall. Prepare to be amazed, amused, and maybe even slightly grossed out. The world of public restrooms is more complex and intriguing than you might think. But most importantly, you'll be armed with the knowledge to conquer the cubicle conundrum once and for all. So next time you face the great toilet cubicle conundrum, you'll know exactly what to do. Humans are funny creatures, aren't we? We have these little quirks and habits that make us unique and fascinating. We crave order, patterns, and a sense of control, even in the most unexpected places. It's almost as if our brains are wired to find comfort in symmetry and organization. Take public restrooms, for example. When faced with a row of seemingly identical stalls, we tend to gravitate towards the middle. It's not something we consciously think about, but it's a choice many of us make instinctively. This preference isn't limited to restrooms. It's a phenomenon known as center bias, and it's been observed in countless scenarios, from product placement on shelves to seating arrangements in theaters. We often find ourselves drawn to the middle, whether we're picking a product off a shelf or choosing the best seat in the house. But why the middle? Researchers believe it boils down to our primal instincts. Our brains are constantly working to keep us safe and secure, and the middle often represents a balanced, protected position. The middle ground offers a sense of safety and security, a refuge from potential threats lurking on the fringes. In a crowd, standing in the middle can make us feel less exposed and more shielded by those around us. In the wild, it's about avoiding predators lurking at the edges of the herd. Animals instinctively know that staying in the middle reduces their chances of being singled out by a predator. In the restroom, it's more about dodging awkward encounters and maximizing personal space. Choosing a middle stall can feel like a safer bet, away from the entrances and exits where people are constantly coming and going. Whatever the reason, this subconscious bias has a profound impact on stall selection, making the middle options the most frequented and, consequently, the least hygienic. So, next time you find yourself in a public restroom, you might want to think twice before heading straight for the middle. This preference for the middle extends beyond restrooms and theaters. Whether it's picking a seat in a classroom, choosing an item from a menu, or even selecting a parking spot, the middle often feels like the most balanced and appealing choice. It's fascinating how these small, seemingly insignificant choices can reveal so much about our nature. The middle represents a sweet spot of comfort, safety, and balance that we, as humans, are naturally drawn to. So embrace the middle. It's more than just a position. It's a reflection of our innate desire for harmony and security in an unpredictable world. Don't just take our word for it. This isn't some pseudoscientific bathroom theory. A group of brilliant minds at UC San Diego decided to tackle this burning question head-on. They rigged a public restroom with motion sensors, tracking stall usage with scientific precision. Their findings? Well, let's just say our middle-loving tendencies were confirmed. The study revealed a clear pattern. The stalls closest to the entrance were used the least, followed by those furthest away. The middle stalls? They were the undisputed champions of traffic. This data provided concrete evidence that our restroom choices aren't random. They're driven by predictable patterns of human behavior. Here's where things get even more intriguing. It turns out, men and women approach the cubicle conundrum with distinct strategies. Gentlemen, if you're seeking the sanctuary of a pristine stall, your best bet is the one furthest from the entrance. This preference likely stems from men's tendency to value privacy and avoid unnecessary interactions. Ladies, on the other hand, tend to favor the stall closest to the door. This might seem counterintuitive at first, but it all boils down to design and social norms. Women's restrooms often have larger stalls to accommodate purses and children, making the first stall feel more spacious and accessible. Plus, it minimizes the awkward door dance that can occur when someone's waiting right outside. Section 5. The Invisible Storm, Unveiling the Toilet Plume. Now for a dose of reality that's not for the faint of heart. Brace yourselves because we're about to delve into the unsettling world of the toilet plume. Every flush, no matter how graceful, unleashes a microscopic tornado of tiny water droplets and, dare we say it, fecal matter. This aerosolized plume can travel up to 6 feet, coating surfaces and, yes, even you. It's a sobering reminder that even the cleanest-looking stall isn't immune to microscopic invaders. But before you swear off public restrooms forever, remember that our immune systems are pretty darn resilient. Plus, understanding the plume phenomenon empowers us to take simple precautions, like closing the lid before flushing, a habit we should all adopt, and practicing meticulous hand hygiene. By being aware of the toilet plume, we can also make informed choices about using disinfectant wipes on surfaces and carrying hand sanitizer for those moments when soap and water aren't readily available. Public restrooms are a part of our daily lives, and while the idea of a toilet plume might be unsettling, knowledge is power. Armed with this information, we can navigate these spaces with confidence, knowing that simple actions can significantly reduce our exposure to these invisible particles. So next time you find yourself in a public restroom, remember to close the lid before you flush, wash your hands thoroughly, and maybe even use a paper towel to open the door on your way out. These small steps can make a big difference in maintaining our health and hygiene, even in the face of the invisible storm that is the toilet plume. Section 6. Picking the Pristine Throne, Strategies for Success. So, how do we put this newfound knowledge into action? The next time nature calls in a public restroom, remember these science-backed tips. First and foremost, resist the allure of the middle ground. Embrace the outliers, the stalls on the fringes, for they hold the key to a potentially more hygienic experience. Gentlemen, beeline for the furthest stall, embracing your inner lone wolf. Ladies, the first stall is your friend, offering both convenience and potentially fewer germs. And no matter your gender, always remember the golden rule of restroom etiquette. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water after every visit. Section 7. Urinals Unveiled, Mastering the Art of Aim. Ah, urinals, the wall-mounted marvels that streamline men's restroom visits. But even these seemingly straightforward fixtures come with their own set of unwritten rules and unspoken preferences. When it comes to urinal etiquette, the name of the game is privacy and efficiency. For maximum personal space and minimal wait time, the end urinals are your best bet. They offer a sense of seclusion and minimize the chances of awkward shoulder-to-shoulder encounters. Plus, opting for the ends helps to distribute the flow, so to speak, preventing bottlenecks and keeping things moving smoothly. Section 8. Beyond Hygiene, the Psychology of Public Restrooms. Our fascination with public restrooms goes beyond mere hygiene. These shared spaces, for all their quirks and potential pitfalls, offer a fascinating glimpse into human psychology. They're a microcosm of society where unspoken rules and social norms dictate our behavior. From the awkward door dance to the strategic avoidance of eye contact, our restroom rituals reveal our deep-seated desire for privacy, order, and a sense of control in an otherwise unpredictable world. And sometimes a little humor goes a long way in making these necessary spaces a bit more bearable. Section 9. Science to the Rescue, Making Smarter Choices Every Day. So there you have it, folks. The next time you venture into the great unknown of a public restroom, remember that you're not alone. Armed with the power of science, you can navigate this challenging terrain with confidence and emerge victorious, or at least relatively germ-free. But it's not just about restrooms. This journey into the world of cubicle conundrums and toilet plumes highlights a larger point. Science can illuminate even the most mundane aspects of our lives, helping us make smarter, healthier, and yes, even funnier choices.